Christ in me sees the Christ in you. Everyone's a chosen one, the many and the few. All together now it takes two. The Christ in me and the Christ in you. To know love is to be loved, and I know love will stay alive. If the Christ in me sees the Christ in you, everyone's a chosen one, the many and the few. All together now it takes two. The Christ in me and the Christ in you. If my friend feels sad or broken, every time that my heart opens, love makes its way into the world. When the Christ in me sees the Christ in you, everyone's a chosen one, the many and the few. All together now it takes two. The Christ in me and the Christ in you. I can do all things through Christ who is my strength. I can do all things through Christ who is my strength. I can do all things through Christ who is my strength. I can do all things through Christ who is my strength. I can do all things through Christ who is my strength. I can do all things through Christ who is my strength. I can do all things through Christ who is my strength. I can do all things through Christ who is my strength. I can do all things through Christ who is my strength. I can do all things. Sees the Christ who is my strength. I can do all things. Sees the Christ who is my strength.
Namaste. And welcome to the Life Enrichment Center live streaming service brought to you by the most amazing, loving stream team you ever want to meet. And we are just so happy this morning. It's such a beautiful day, and we were blessed with rain this week, and things are beginning to perk up. Our garden was so happy. It got real rain, and it got Jim Gould rain, and these beautiful flowers, again, are from the garden. We have Easter lilies growing right now. So anyway, it's just such a beautiful time to be together, so thank you for being here. And I'd like to invite you now to join us as we just center in prayer and just bring ourselves to this present moment by letting everything else go. Slowing our breathing, that naturally slows our thoughts, and we just let ourselves relax into this moment. We relax into receiving mode. We open to allowing. And we just feel that presence that is everywhere, including right where we are. Because we are that presence. manifested here and now in time and space. And so we feel our oneness with that which is beyond the physical, and we feel it moving into our physical form, healing our bodies wherever and however they are calling for healing. Feeling the ease of every breath, the ease of every movement. Feeling a lightness of being and a joy in being. And so as we know healing for ourselves, as we feel the presence within ourselves, we know that this is true for every living being everywhere. We know that it is true in every hospital. We know it's true within every home. We know it's true within every country. That there is a well-being that is permeating every place, every space, every being. It is uplifting, and it allows healing to take place and health to be maintained, and we feel that presence everywhere, knowing that it's everywhere. We're seeing it everywhere. And because we know that that presence is everywhere, we know that it is in the mind and emotions of every living being. We know that that presence is a presence of love and peace, and it is directing every thought, every word, every action of every being. Every leader in our country, every leader in every country, every leader of every home, everywhere. That love and peace are permeating our planet. And we feel it now because we feel it within ourselves, and it is so easy to know and experience. And we know that our prayer is answered in its fullness for all beings as we accept the truth within it. And we do accept that truth now and know our prayer is answered here and now. And so it is. Amen. All right. Well, I'm sure you've already got our opening affirmation memorized because it rhymes, but I'll say it again and you can follow after me. I'm not only this body I see.
I'm not only this body I see.
My mind and heart are unbound and free.
My mind and heart are unbound and free.
With only God within to influence me,
With only God within to influence me,
I express myself as I choose to be.
I express myself as I choose to be.
Woo! All right. Yeah. Okay, well, our July focus is on the power of independence, and CDs of today's talk, Under the Influence, will be available upon request for $3 and as a free podcast tomorrow on our website. All right, and our website is lacflint.com. Now, as announced last Sunday, there's unanimous agreement among the LEC Steering Committee that it would be best for our LEC family and friends to wait to reopen LEC for events and meetings and in-sanctuary services at least through the end of July, and depending what happens next, possibly longer. But we're just going to continue to do this live streaming, knowing that we cannot cannot be separated. That we are one love together, one life together, and this stream of life is coming from here to wherever you are, and it's not just due to the technology. We are one life. We are one existence. And so we're just going to keep doing this and keep you posted. But the good news is that, as I also announced last week, we're still going to have our annual LEC picnic outdoors as usual at Jim and Laura Sostrom's house on the lake on Sunday, August 9th, after our live streaming service. So mark your calendar, and we'll be giving you more details on that and how you can participate if you'd like. And it's going to be lots of fun. It always is. So we'll post the address and directions on Facebook and through email when the time is closer. All right. Well, Shakespeare asked, what's in a name? Well, for me, a lot, if the name is a good reflection of what it's naming. With that in mind, I've changed our midweek service, our Zoom get-together, to What's Up Wednesdays. Okay? And we're going to still begin with a centering meditation, and then we're going to talk about what's up. We're going to talk about what's happening in our lives. We're going to, if there's a need for it, I'll look at ways that we can lift up our view of certain situations, and it's lots of fun. So if you want to join us for What's Up Wednesdays, then let Jim Gould know at j.r.gould123@gmail.com, and he'll be sending you the information. And again, we are going to have a meditation that begins at 12:05, so if you'd like to participate in that, then please zoom in before then. All right. If you're new to our LEC service, welcome. We like to call LEC the House of Love. And that's what we're about. The words just kind of point the way to love. And they may seem unfamiliar, but they may not, because you're here and you were drawn to be here. So there's something in you that is resonating with what we do. So again, welcome. And if you do hear anything that's unfamiliar, just keep coming back. And we know that it'll become more familiar. And as it becomes part of what you do, it will change your life. It will empower you to do the things that you want to do in this life. But for now, just know that you are so loved by this universe and the God that created it, and that you are supported in all your desires for happiness. Okay. Let's see what else we do. Okay. Next. We have a wonderful video and song by Harold Payne and Jamie Phillips, and it's called We Are Free, so just enjoy.
We are traveling on a sacred journey. We are gathering, and the tides they are turning. We are bridges where walls used to be. We are rivers that keep winding our way to the sea. We are free, we are righteous, we are worthy, we are free. We are boundless, we are joyous, we are free. Our souls have been longing, a new day is dawning, we are free. All humanity is yearning for freedom, and it's meant to be more than just words to believe in. We are reaching with outstretched hands, we are seeking to be all that we possibly can. We are free, we are righteous, we are worthy, we are free. We are boundless, we are joyous, we are free. Our souls have been longing, a new day is dawning, we are free. Where walls used to be, we are rivers that keep winding our way to the sea. We are free, we are righteous, we are worthy, we are free. We are boundless, we are joyous, we are free. Our souls have been longing, a new day is dawning, we are free. We are free, we are righteous, we are worthy, we are free. We are boundless, we are joyous, we are free. Our souls have been longing, a new day is dawning, we are free. We are righteous, we are worthy, we are free. We are boundless, we are joyous, we are free. Our souls have been longing, a new day is dawning, we are free.
All right. Well, that was great. Okay, well, as you know, as I keep saying, I'm sure you haven't forgotten already, that our focus this month is on the power of independence. And we're exploring the spiritual gift of moment-to-moment choice. The freedom of inner decision-making that enables us to think for ourselves if we want to direct our mental focus if we choose to, and to change our thinking if we need to. Wayne Dyer said, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. That's why we must individually become the change we want to see. We are a singular, spiritual, vibrational being of love. A spark of divinity comprised of the love that is flowing from the heart of God. We are one with a spiritual, vibrational universe created by love. Emily Dickinson, the poet Emily Dickinson, wrote that love is all there is all we know of love. Now, because we are so much more than the body we see, even in this human experience that we're having, we are here to express and extend and expand universal love in our own unique way. There's a holy impulse within us that tells us, I've got to be free and I've got to be me. Now, when we're true to that inner impulse and exercise our spiritual freedom, we truly come alive and we fall in love with being ourselves. Abraham Hicks said the basis of your life is freedom. You are so free. You can choose to direct your thought anywhere. Joy is your quest, and feeling good is what matters most. The power of independence. The powerful desire to be ourselves gives us the courage to say to the world that appears to be outside of us, "You're not the boss of me," even though it seems to be. When we listen to the holy impulse within us, we're not interested in blindly following the demands of anyone who tells us who we should be and what we should do to please them. If those around us aren't already happy with their lives, they have no idea where we can find our happiness. And joy is the quest. Feeling good is what matters most to the self of God's creation. The way of the heart tells us it is for this reason that the Father's will is that you be happy. But in this world where misery loves company, being happy and making feeling good what matters most to us is often judged as selfish or uncaring or aloof or even callous. I mean, if we don't practice our freedom of choice, if we don't honor our own personal preferences and particular desires and natural impulses for happiness, and let others prefer and desire whatever it is that they choose without judging them or trying to control them, we dishonor our Father's will that we be happy. It's a divine edict. It's been said, true freedom comes to us when we need not one other person to be one other way in order for us to feel good. When we claim our independence from the conditions of the world, and we refuse to let its this and that ways disturb us for long, and when we exercise our freedom to feel good no matter what, we're aligned with that already happy being that resides within us, the one who is forever joined with us on the quest for joy, on our quest for joy. We discover that we can be happy right where we are, in a crowd or home alone. We realize that nothing needs to change, though it will. Yet we don't need to depend on that change to happen first, or need one other person to be one other way for us to feel good. We don't need to put off our happiness until the world cheers up or until it learns to get along with each other. When we honor our preferences, desires, and impulses to express happiness in this human experience, the beautiful thing is we not only enhance our own life experience, but we do cheer up those around us, and we add our own unique increase to the joy of the world. We're all essential to the joy. We all enrich it. We all enhance it. But we have to be honest with ourselves in order to utilize our gift of free will, to become aware of what we truly think and how we honestly feel and what we genuinely want. And stop looking at the world to tell us what we should want and then waiting around for the world to make it happen for us. We must become the change maker in our own life experience. Which brings us to the title of today's talk, Under the Influence. Now, because it is our Father's will that we be happy, the whole universe supports our happiness. But it's up to us to become mindful of its influence along our path in order to follow it. The way of the heart tells us, for although you are given complete free will to create as you choose, the soul begins to learn that what brings it the highest joy, the highest peace, and the highest bliss imaginable is that which flows from the mind of God through the mind of the channel, the soul, each of us, and expresses itself in the field of experience. There's really only two influences that we can ever be under, but not at the same time. The influence of our inner being, through which the mind of God flows, or the influence of something outside of ourselves that we're attracting to us by focusing on it and then reacting to it. It's got our attention, and we're under that influence. Now, being under the influence, depending on which influence it is, can either impair our mental acuity and decision making or improve it exponentially. Now, when our mental acuity and decision making is impaired is when we judge ourselves and others, when we blame ourselves and others, when what we think and feel and say and do is affected by what others say and do and by our perception of their motivation for saying and doing it. When we contract in fear, when we seethe in anger, when we join the drama, we're under the influence of the world and all its ways. Whether we're so influenced by the conditions of the world that we're afraid to leave the house, or we're so angry that we join the mob mentality of fight, fight, fight against the foe. We're under the influence of thought vibrations and energetic inclinations we're resonating to and calling our own that are not helpful to bringing about the solutions that will bless us and bless the world. They don't come from there. They don't come from those vibrations. The Christ in us that lives as us, even when we don't live as Christ, is a singular force of love, a sovereign energy of peace, a self-contained vibration of joy independent of the conditions of the world. Yet, it contains the solutions to every problem in the world. Now, I love the way Abraham Hicks describes the two influences that all of us can be under at any given moment, just not at the same time. They say, imagine a really big football field. And there are circles everywhere, and there are people standing in all of those different circles, piles of people. There are circles with piles of people that are Republican, and piles that are Democrats, and piles that are Catholics, and piles that are Hindus, or piles that are other religions. There are piles that are carnivores and piles that are vegans, and there are as many circles and piles of people in them represented as there are mindsets to represent. It's a really big football field. Probably goes all the way around the world. Now, in each of those piles, there are those who are under the influence of their inner being, divine source energy, soul vibration, the voice for God within them, in every one of those circles and piles of people. And in each of those same piles, without exception, there are those under the influence of something else. We can't know, though we certainly think that we do know what influence someone else is under and why they're doing what they're doing. Now, there's a lot of examples to choose from, but I will choose the most current one and the most obvious one to all of us. If someone isn't wearing a mask, among many, many possibilities, it's possible that they may want to make a political statement, or they want to get up in your face and challenge you, or they may believe that there's God and nothing else in them, in you, and in the world. On the other hand, if someone's wearing a mask, it's possible among many possibilities that they're wearing it out of fear, out of courtesy, out of compassion, or out of compliance. Who knows? But if we're under the influence of the world we think we do, and will react to the judgments of conflict that we hold in our own mind. If we're angry with what we believe is the motivation. And that motivation exists in us as a belief. The good news is, the healing news is, we're only responsible for our own vibration and the influence that we choose to be under. When we choose to be under the influence of our soul, our spirit, that beautiful soul energy of love, our mind is clear in those moments of anger and conflict. Our mental acuity is sharp. And our decision making is easy because it's based on love. And it's much easier to see what really matters. The Way of the Heart tells us your happiness is found in choosing to restore your perfect alignment with only the voice for God. The voice for God within us, our inner being, is always aware of the oneness of everyone with the joyous creation of the universe. And it is always calling to us to be in the presence of joy in our life. We just need to value listening to and feeling for the influence of that inner voice. And let it guide us by noticing how we feel when we're living our truth, but not fighting against anyone else living theirs. Because it feels good to be on our own with all that is. And all there is love. Thich Nhat Hanh said, we already are what we want to become, even in our most difficult moments. Everything that is good and true and beautiful is already there, within us and around us. We just have to live in such a way that allows it to be revealed. Our inner being, the being we want to be even when we're choosing not to be, is the very energy of free will. If we don't listen to it, if we don't follow it, we'll miss out on being our true self in this world and the experience of the good and the true and the beautiful within us and all around us. It's already there. It's already there. If we don't follow our inner being, if we're not under the influence of love, then we'll simply be a follower of someone else's idea of themselves and the world, whether we like those ideas or not. And we'll be under the influence of those ideas because we'll be reacting to them, either in anger or in agreement. But either way, we'll close down on our magnificence as a singular expression of God. And we'll suck in our limitations and we'll forfeit our power of independence. The playwright Oscar Wilde wrote, "To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist. That is all." To fall in love with the inner self, to fall in love with who we are, is to feel alive and live in this world, and it's why we came. We live in a spiritual, vibrational universe of harmony. We're each created with a unique vibrational tone, all our own, so that we can make beautiful music together. But there can be no harmony if everyone's playing the same notes. And there can be no harmony if we choose to be a sour note, unaware of our individual resonant tone of joy that's coming from within us. Can't play it if we can't hear it. We'll be out of tune with the love song of happiness that's playing all the time, and the expansion and the extension. Our perfect vibration would add to the divine symphony and celebration of life. We've all got such a beautiful sound to share, but we need to let it out. Let it flow from the mind of God through us, the channel, our soul, our being, our life, this one. We're being here and now. The Way of the Heart asks this: what day and hour will you decide to love yourself as God has first loved you? To truly, once and for all, make the decision to live. For until you decide to live with and for and forever from the mind of Christ, life has not yet begun. Namaste. All right. Okay, Well, here we are again, feeling our gratitude for each other, for this live streaming, for our stream team, that without one of them, it wouldn't be as beautiful. So I'm feeling so grateful that we are able to do this. And it is because of your love and support that we can continue to do this. So thank you, thank you, thank you. There are so many happy surprises coming our way. And if you haven't been one of those happy surprises, then we'd like to invite you to cheer up and join. So you can go to Facebook and you can donate there at Life Enrichment Center on our page. You can go to our website, lecflint.com, and you can hit the contribute button, and you can send in a check. You can go through PayPal, and you can also text. So life is good, and life is easy, and it just is when we let it be. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do our grateful song with, it's called Grateful, and it's with written by Nemo Patel and Daniel Namad. And then we'll have our closing affirmation and sign out in peace.
You're my life, you're my breath, you're a smile, you're my guest. You're the earth, you're the sun, you're the grass, you are love. You're my hands, you're a bug, you're my eyes, you're a hug. You're the light in the dark, you're the spark, you are fun. You're my mom, you are water, you're the stars, you're my daughter. You're my friend till the end, you're my dreams, you're my father. You're the ants on the ground, the miracles that surround. I'm feeling it all around, the hemisphere in the clouds. You're my pain, you're my sorrow, you're my hope for tomorrow. You're the strength when I'm hollow, you're the path that I follow. You're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss. The gift to realize that everything
all
is
that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all, for it all. Grateful for it
You're the blessings every time I try to count. You're the lessons that I learn every time I turn around. You're the water when I'm burned every time I think I found everything I'm looking for. You're the sign saying stop to take a bow and keep moving forward and start looking towards your heart. It'll open all the doors and only then you'll start to hear the world singing chorus with your mind and heart. Aligned in purpose, everything
all
will feel
that I
gorgeous.
am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all,
Every day I sit and pray cause what I have is more than I deserve or could ever imagine. How do I give back to all of this magic and spread the love so everybody can have it? Doesn't matter if I'm rich or poor, if I got a family or if I'm all alone. Bad things happen, I can just complain and moan, but there's a million things that I can be grateful for.
so I lift up my hands now, and I open my heart, and my gratitude goes out to everything near and far. All that I am,
Everything I am and everything I see, everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I look deep down and feel all the blessings. Everything I am and everything I see, everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I'm grateful for it all. It's amazing. Everything I am and everything I see, everything I hope and that exist, the small things that are bliss, the gift to realize that everything is a gift.
We are so grateful to know that right where we stand, wherever we are, there is a gift within us and gifts all around us. That all we need to do is look, and there they are, because we look with the gift we are. There is so much good, so much beauty, so much wonder, so much magnificence in every single moment. We are grateful to know that nothing truly has happened to the beings we are, to our freedom to be healthy and happy, to feel good, and to make feeling good matter most. There is so much to feel good about, and we're grateful to know that that's true. We're grateful to allow that to influence our mind so that the world sings chorus with our mind and we experience the harmony that we are together, the beautiful life, the life of singing and dancing that we are together. That has not changed. That is here and now. That is what we can focus on if we choose to. And we are so grateful this morning that that is what we choose to do. We are grateful for this opportunity to live stream, to speak our truth and to be together in our truth and to share the truth that life is good, no matter what. And so feeling grateful for all that is true and real, all that we see within us and around us. Let us say our statement of abundance together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Amen. Okay, all right. Then we have a closing somewhere. I've got lots of notes. A closing affirmation, and it goes like this. I choose to live with and for and forever from the mind of Christ. Are you ready? I choose to live with and for and forever from the mind of Christ. Again, I choose to live with and for and forever from the mind of Christ. That's powerful. Let's say it one more time together. I choose to live with and for and forever from the mind of Christ. And so it is. All right, we're going to close with the peace song, and you can just start playing it, and that'll be good. Love you. We love you. Know you love us.